Hi there, welcome to Dave Downie's Fly Fishing World YouTube channel. Today I'm going to tie a sedge nymph. It's quite a heavy fly, it's quite a big fly, so quite a lot involved in tying it. What I've got in a vise here is a size 10 fully mill Czech nymph hook. I really do like these Czech nymph hooks, they're nice. It's a size 10, quite strong as well. I've already pre-leaded the hook with 2 layers of lead. You can do it with 1 layer or 2 layers, your choice, but I've done 2 layers. A wee tip when you're leading hooks up is to put a layer of thread on the hook first. Then the lead doesn't seem to split and it's got something to grip to. I'm just using the Vineyard's lead wire. I've got it on smaller spools on the website, but that's basically the 0.4mm. So quite a fine wire. Quite good. What we're going to need is some thread. I'm going to use some Uni-Thread, that's 8O in olive. Then we're going to use some nymph skin. Okay, so I've got nymph skin. I'm going to use it in this colour, which is Caddis green. I'm then going to use some pearl, Shellback, which is olive, and you can see it's braided. And we're going to use some nylon. The other thing we're going to use is some partridge feathers. Now, what I've done with the partridge feathers is I'll just show you. They're not dyed olive. What I've done is I've just taken a standard partridge feather. I've used a piece of white paper, doesn't matter if it's white or any colour, and then I've just used a Pro marker from Letraset, the olive one. You need to leave them to dry for a little while because obviously the marker pen takes a little while to dry in. So usually I'll do them and leave them for a little bit. So start off, get a thread on. There's no point of trying to cover up all the body of the fly just now. Then we'll go down to the bottom, just so we're making sure the lead's not going to slide about back up. The first thing we want to put in is a piece of nylon. Now what I'm using is 0.12, probably about 3 or 4 pound nylon. Just tie it in. Right. All the time when you're doing this, you're putting more thread in between the wire, the lead wire, and building up a body. Now the next thing we want to put in is the pearl Shellback. And just above the point of the hook, catch it in, right, push that forward. So I'm going to go forward to tie those bits down first. Now when we're running the thread back, we want to put a bit of stress onto the braidback so it doesn't open up, so that it's going to be nice and tight. Then we'll run the thread back up again. Okay. Now for the nymph skin. So we'll catch the nymph skin in just the same again. Try to do everything just in front of the point of the hook. So we've caught the nymph skin in, you can see it there. Okay. And all we're going to do is stretch it and just tie it in, keeping it on the top, and tie it down to the bottom again. Then run the thread back up. As I say, we're going to use nymph skin, so we don't need to cover every single bit of the hook up with thread. Now at this point I'm going to hook finish because I don't want things coming loose, I don't want thread snapping. So what we want to do now is get the nymph skin, and we're going to pull it tight to start with. So the first one goes tight and the next one. And all we're doing is overlapping, so we're getting a segmented effect. Right, so just keep overlapping. Actually, I can see on the camera that I've missed a bit back here, so we'll go back. There's a little gap. Okay, start again. There again, I got it this time, and again. That says just keep overlapping so you're getting the segmented effect. I hope that you guys are enjoying these videos. I enjoy doing them, and I hope you'll subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get the updates. Because I'd like to get some more subscribers and pass it around to your friends as well. So make sure you subscribe. Right, so we've caught that in. We'll catch it in again. Right. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to do a lot of this on this fly, because there's nothing worse when you're using stretchy materials and thread snaps or it comes loose. You've already started, so you can't do nothing with it. There's not enough material to re-stretch it. Right, and then we just sort the thread out. Okay, pearl shellback, nice and olive. You can already see the fly's looking great already. Catch it in. 1, 2, 3. Guess what? Pull it back, go to the front of it, whip finish it. Okay, then move the pearl out of the way again. So if you look at it there, I want to move it a little bit. It looks fantastic. Now with the nylon, you can see I actually roll it round my finger to give me more pressure and more control without snapping it. I just start, and we're not going to go for really wide turns here. What we're trying to do is follow the ridge lines that we've created by overlapping. Right, and we just keep going. So we've got quite a lot of nylon holding this down. Keep going. And keep going. Alright, keeping the pressure on it. Pull the pearl back, get it out of the way. Keep the pressure on the right hand, so I'm now swapped to my left hand to tie this nylon off, because you don't want the nylon getting loose. I'm going to give it at least 5 or 6 wraps before I cut the nylon. Whip finish tool. Once again, whip finish. Okay, now we've got a little gap here where the thread is. You can see it just in here. Right, I'm going to pull that back and I'm going to tie that down. So I'm actually tying it down over that little gap. So we're going to cover everything up. Then we want to go to the front of the hook and lay down some thread. Okay. Now, next thing we want to do is we get our partridge feather, which has been pre-coloured up. Now, I'm pulling it this way so that I'm exposing the tip of the feather. Right, so we've got the tip. So we tie the tip on top of the hook shank. Okay, so just catch it in. Take the thread up to where the braid starts and then just trim. Run the thread back down and then back up. Now let's get our wax. Wax the thread. And there was one other ingredient, fox squirrel. Right, I'm going to use that for the thorax. Now you could use an olive one if you wanted, but I'm just using the natural. So take a bit of fox squirrel with the underfur and just rub it on. And just run it up. And take another little bit of dubbing. So we're covering it up completely. You can see it's nice and spiky already. Now what we want to do is pull the partridge feather forward, but try and pull the fibres apart. Okay, so we catch it in at the head, Now you can see they're sitting on the top, so what I'm now going to do is just work my thread through the fibres back up to where the braid is. Now with this end of the partridge feather I'm going to twist it and pull it back. Okay, waste not, want not, more legs the merrier. So I'm just going to trim that bit off, tie it down, and then I'm going to run the thread back down again over the stalk, trapping it, and get to the eye of the hook. And again, whip finish. Right, the last thing we've got to do is just pull the legs down, get the braid, pull it over the top, catch it in, 3, 4, 5 times, pull it back, same again, whip finish. Okay, now the last thing to do is to take the braid off. You're always going to be left with a little bit, so I'm just going to trim it and I'm going to cover it up with the remainder of the thread. And whip finish. Double whip finish as normal. And just a little bit of varnish. There we go. I'm going to call it the snakeskin Caddis. Enjoy.